Okay, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Carl here, Stage K, back today. And holy shit, my feet are tired. I've been recording these past videos you guys have been seeing in pretty much one go. So we could say my feet is becoming kind of tired. But we are back, and in this video we're mainly going to be focusing on the routing page of the X32. So let's just go ahead and dive in. So on the first page, what you will see is your input channel processing block path. This is basically where you can change your input path in blocks of 8. So you got your channels 1 through 8, 9 through 16, 17 to 24, 25 to 32, and your aux in. So with these, you can select between local ins, AES50A, AES50B, and your card input and your user inputs, which we'll get to eventually. By default, you will probably be going from local in 1 through 8, 9 through 16. If you have an X32 full size, 17 through 24, and 25 through 32. In the case of a X32 compact, a lot of the time you will probably be on AES50A, 1 through 8 and 9 through 16, since you would need an AES50 device in order to get 32 channels into the compact, because it only has 16 XLR inputs on the back. But for now, we'll just leave this as its default, local 22. And then you have your aux in, which is the same. You can choose between your local, you choose all your aux ins, specific local aux ins, your AES50, your card, and your user in. At the end here is something that's the input, record, and play. Basically, what you can do with this is that you can change your inputs over from being local, record, or play, where it will all be pulled from the card. Now be aware, by default, your aux ins are still going to be your default aux in. So if you do want to pull aux ins from the card as well, you got to manually select it. But you will only be able to do 32 channels in and out over the card anyways. So in most cases, you will leave your aux in as default. And I'll show you how we're going to use that in two videos. Next up is your AES50A outputs. This is where you will select which output you are doing over AES50. In most cases, this will be output 1 through 8 and 9 through 16. And then your card the rest of the way. But you can select this over to be something else. You can do AES50B 1 through 8, B9 through 16, 17 through 24. I will demonstrate all of this stuff with AES50 when I get an AES50 device like the DL32, that I can show you guys how the AES functionality works. Then we move over to card. Here is where you select what is getting sent to your card. In this case, we are doing local 1 through 8, 9 through 16, and if we had a full size, 17 through 24 and 25 through 32, in our case, that would probably more be AES50, 1 through 8 or 9 through 16. But that depends. Because sometimes, because you can also do user in outs and P16 in and out. So you have a lot of flexibility. For now, I'm going to leave it on the local 17 through 24 and 25 through 32, as we've always had them on. Am I clipping the bloody preamp over there? I'm pretty sure I am. From time to time. Yes, I am. So let's turn that down a bit, shall we? Okay, am I clipping still? Yes, I am clipping still. Holy God. Please, come on. Stop clipping. Thank you. So, yeah. Are you now done clip? Oh my God, I'm moving the wrong fader. God dang it, you dingus. That's why I'm clipping, you idiot. Then XLR is going to be your local XLR output. On the X32 full size, you will have 2 more knobs here for 9 through 12 and 13 through 16. In the case of the compact, we only have 1 through 4 and 5 through 8 since we only have 8 local XLR outputs. On the output tab, here is where we assign what goes to our outputs. So here you can select between your main left right, your mix buses, your matrices, direct out from a channel, or your monitor talkback section. As you can see on our console on the X32 compact, you can see a little asterisk behind there. And that's because this output is currently not assigned to any local analog outputs. And that is because we only have 8 local outputs on the back of the board. If we were to want to use these older 9 through 16 outputs, we would need something like a S16 or DL16, something like that at least to get us those extra 8 outputs. Or you could do something like a DL32 or S32 and do all your outputs over AES50, vice versa. Your aux block routing is your aux out on the back of the console. So here you can choose between, different places. Your aux out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 5 and 6 is my main monitoring left right because that is going to a VU meter down in my rack. Oh my god. Stop itching, you damn dinkity donk. I'm trying to do a video here. Then here you can also select your AES EBU, where those are getting pulled from, which is your 2-track audio over 1 XLR cable, which you will need a AES EBU interface in order to actually use that make that into any usable audio, say to put into a computer or anything. You can't just plug that into an interface and call it a day, because AES EBU is a digital signal, it's not an analog signal. At least that's what I've learned. Then we have our P16 routing, which this is going to be your Ultranet P16 out. So this is going to be what the users of the P16 is going to have available as buttons on their P16s. So here you can assign either just direct channels or mix buses or whatever. So I tend to do, if I do P16s, which I rarely really do, most of the time we're just using the XQ or the MQ app, M32Q app on phones, so they can adjust their own mixes, if anything. But here, what I would do if I was using P16 is set some stuff to be direct control and some stuff to be mix buses. Like certain things about the drum set I will keep in a group and give to them, and some I will keep as a separate adjustments. Guitars I would probably put into a group, since you only have 16. So say if you're using a full 32 channel input list together with an DL32 or the local input together with a DL16 or something, you are only going to be able to fit half of those channels on here unless you're using mix buses. And then last up, we have our user section. The user router section is where you can do one-to-one patching if need be. So what you can do here, as you can see, I've kind of done here, card 1 and 2, aux 3, 4, 5, 6. So what I can do here is that I can say if I want to pull, say, if I have 8 inputs and I want to pull everything from the local I/O besides from, say, input number 4. What I can do then is put my block to user 1 through 8 and then go over to input user 1 through 8 and put 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8 as local in 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. But then my number 4, I would instead go and put to, say, AES50 something in, for example, and then select, say, AES5022. So that way you can do one-to-one patching which is a very nice feature, which I love that they implemented. And this, especially Midas people, Midas Pro people will recognize this. If they worked with Midas Pro, it's basically one-to-one patching as you would find on any Pro line console to a degree. On a Midas Pro series or any Pro kind of type of console, any input or output, either it be phones, talkback, monitor out, whatever, on proper Pro consoles, your every output and input on the board, no matter what it is, can be patched anywhere. So say your phone's out here, you can patch your main left right to it. You have a talkback input. It can be patched to any channel. On the back of your channel mixer you have talk out. You have one that says left right, monitor main out. You have one that says, some other out, whatever. You can patch those to whatever output you want. That's not the case on the X32. On the X32, you are limited to actually the input channels and output channels. You can't say, go randomly patch I'm gonna have my fucking main left right go directly to my phones or whatever. You can route your talkback into a physical channel. That you can. But you can't do like, I want to patch my goddamn, Matrix E2 to my phones. You can't do that. So yeah, that's really the routing section in a nutshell. So I want to say thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys found it helpful. If you did, like would be greatly appreciated. And as always, check the links down below of my socials and all my other channels. And until further notice, stay tuned and stay awesome. And Stage K the heck out of here.